Fox 6 News at 9 continues with Brad Hicks, Stephanie Grady, meteorologist Tom Walks, and sports director Tim Van Voren. Fox 6 News, because you matter.
Voters in dozens of Wisconsin school districts will face questions on the ballot come next Tuesday.
Yes, they will. Questions as to whether to raise their own taxes to fund everything from staff salaries to new performing arts centers. Our political reporter Theo Keith says there are hundreds of millions of dollars at stake.
School districts are trying their luck at the ballot box. Statewide, there are 65 requests for taxpayer help on the April 4th ballot, totaling more than $700 million. A year ago, more than $1 billion got approved, with more than 77% of referendums passing. For government watchdogs, it's a surprising trend.
Last year was by far the highest percentage, but those approval rates have been climbing again over the past 3 or 4 years.
In southeast Wisconsin, voters in Burlington, Arrowhead, West Allis, Menominee Falls, and Grafton districts will face requests. While their reasons varied, none of the 5 superintendents asking voters for millions of dollars next week would go on camera to answer questions Monday, though the superintendents of Burlington, Arrowhead, and Grafton did answer questions by phone. At $94 million, Burlington's request is the biggest locally and includes a new middle school and performing arts center. After a failed referendum last year, Grafton dropped its athletics request and is focused on school buildings this time. In contrast, West Allis and Menominee Falls are asking for help to pay expenses like staff salaries. West Allis says it faces a multi-million-dollar budget shortfall. Menominee Falls warns if the referendum fails, class sizes will go up and elementary schools reshuffled. Across the state, researchers say the average request has quadrupled in size in recent years.
Voters aren't balking at the big numbers, which is really surprising.
I've broken out each of the 5 local districts' requests right now on my story on fox6now.com. In the newsroom, Theo Keith, Fox 6 News.
New tonight, adults who allow teenagers to drink in their homes could soon be breaking the law. 2 Republican lawmakers are circulating a new bill that extends the law to include adults who host underage drinking parties in their homes. Right now, it only applies to licensed establishments like liquor stores and bars. The 2 say their proposal will deter parents and other adults from hosting underage parties and providing alcohol to teenagers, which they say will reduce underage drinking and drunken driving.
The state legislature's Finance Committee approving more than a half-dozen bills designed to curb opioid addiction. Republican Representative John Nygren proposed 11 bills based on recommendations from Governor Walker's opioid task force. 7 of those bills were passed during a special session today. The measures include nearly $5 million to expand treatment programs and money to train school staff on screening students for addiction. The full Assembly and Senate will be taking up the bills next. Well, we asked and you sure delivered. After more than 5,600 votes in our online poll, we have a winner in the Dose of Reality Teen Video Challenge. A big congrats tonight to Olivia T., Olivia P., Carla, Scott, Austin, and Alexander. The group of 10th graders attend the Communications Academy of the Indian Trail High School in Kenosha. They created the video entitled Chloe. It will officially debut on our air next month during an episode of Empire. Again, a big thank you to everyone who submitted, who voted, and of course, a big congrats to the winners.
Well, it's been done before, a late-night basketball league in the city of Milwaukee, but now a new and improved league is aiming to help young men in the community on and off the hardwood. Caitlin Sharkey goes beyond the game.
What it's about is helping each other. You guys know that. All right.
Head to Bradley Tech High School on Wednesday and Saturday nights, and you'll find some highlight-worthy basketball. But these young men are doing more than just scoring and playing defense.
Not only are we playing basketball, but we're also improving the quality of our lives.
It's just opportunity, you know. Opportunity is always a bonus, not just for like a program like this, but just in life, period. And it's just something that you just need to, hop on, you know what I mean? It's not going, opportunity is not going to get you, you got to get opportunity.
Thanks to MPS and a number of partners, including the Milwaukee Bucks, the Milwaukee Police Department, the City of Milwaukee, and the Running Rebels, to name a few, a free basketball league for men ages 17 to 25 is officially underway.
Part of the intent of the Midnight Sports League is to be part of this larger initiative, and our goal was to create safe spaces for young people to go.
In addition to providing that safe space, players attend enrichment sessions before or after their games.
Driver's license recovery, things such as GED completion, exposed to different job and employment opportunities. So it's beyond the game of basketball. We've somewhat put the medicine inside the peanut butter, and we're excited that the community is taking to it.
I just think of it more of a bonus, you know what I mean? I go play basketball, something I love doing, then, oh my God, it's an opportunity right here. So that's just a bonus, you know what I mean? You don't have to go out in the morning, look for a job or anything where we have the resources right here.
11 o'clock to 12, short and sweet. We're going to have people there that's hiring jobs for real.
And it doesn't end at providing resources, but working to break barriers as well.
We want to try and increase the engagement between the young people that age and law enforcement to try and get them to understand, you know, why we do what we do and try to understand why they do what they do.
If you take a snapshot of here, you don't see any of that. So is it a matter of them having the chance to plug in and do the things they want or to have safe spaces? I think you're seeing here a good example of if you build it, like they will come and take care of it.
The idea of combining the game of basketball with community mentoring is something others are working toward as well, including Cream Skills, Inc.
We like to use sports as a tool to bring people in because we know it's such a fun activity that you don't even have to speak the same language to play, and it's a great way to bring the community together. So I think it's an awesome decision for MPS to bring this back.
The love for the game never goes away. So for some of us who have aged out of the opportunity to play high school or maybe college, this gives them an outlet to come be competitive and also improve their lives. So it's exciting. You know, we're overjoyed.
You know, so like, oh, this is like something real. This is a real basketball league with also real opportunities that's involved with it. So it's just a blessing for young teens, like young grown-ups like myself.
Hoping they succeed not only in their weekly games, but in the game of life.
Ballers.
In Milwaukee, Caitlin Sharkey, Fox 6 Sports.
The league started earlier this month. It runs 10 weeks, starts up again in June. And even if you don't want to participate, you can still go out and check out the games. They're free.
They got some skills.
Absolutely. Some good shots there for the young men and young women.
Absolutely. Well, new tonight, 1 in 4.
1 in 4 female students at UW-Madison will experience sexual assault. Now there will be more consequences. For the first time, the Greek community, how it's getting involved, its plans to protect the victims.
And less than a week away, how crews at Miller Park are getting ready for opening day.
And we have a little bit of sunshine on the way for tomorrow. I'll show you how long that's going to last and when the rain returns to the forecast. I'll have all that coming up.
It's 10 o'clock. Parents, do you know where your children are? This is the place for the stories that matter to you, because you matter. Fox 6 News at 10 starts right now.
Now at 10, a fly-by-night burglar.
Seen a lot of stuff in 19 years here yet.
But nothing like this. The wild criminal that left this mess. Plus,
tactical enforcement units with negotiators responded to the location.
Marquette University buildings locked down. What brought such a heavy police presence? And a father's regret.
I tried, Gwen. I tried my best.
Heartbreak on both sides of the law. The latest in a beloved city worker's death. And that is our big story tonight at 10. Behind bars, 3 suspects are arrested for beloved city worker Greg Ziskevich's death.
On the same day, his family is focusing not just on the way he died, but on ways to share his life to benefit other veterans. Our Angelica Sanchez is live in Milwaukee to explain more on that.
That's right. The family is asking that instead of donating flowers or making donations, that you focus that money towards a cause that was very close to the victim's heart. A murder that's cutting deep into the heart of a city. On Monday, charges were filed against the 3 people on your screen, 2 of them teenagers. But it's 17-year-old Deshaun Scott that's accused of reckless homicide by pulling the trigger that ended the life of beloved city employee Greg Ziskevich. He was 64. Scott fought back tears in court. Prosecutors say his death was part of a carjacking crime spree. The victim's family now left dealing with a tremendous loss.
I'm supposed to watch my daughter grow up. He's supposed to watch me walk down the aisle.
The 64-year-old was an Army veteran. To honor his life, the family is requesting the public make donations to the Fisher House of Wisconsin, something officials there say was unexpected.
Extremely grateful and honored to
have the donations come to the Fisher House.
The money will go towards the families of veterans being cared for at the hospital.
Everything they would need that they would have in their own home, including food.
For example, if someone lives far away, they can stay free of charge while their loved one is being treated. And in this time of grief, VA officials want the family to know they are not alone.
Their donations are coming to a very worthy cause, knowing that justice is working, but doesn't bring back a life. Obviously, we're just thinking of the family.
Funeral services are tomorrow at Christ Church near Lenox in Oklahoma. We are told that for the Wednesday burial, full military honors are expected. Reporting live outside the VA in Milwaukee, I'm Angelica Sanchez, Fox 6 News.
Angelica, thank you.
Fox 6 spoke with the father of one of the suspects in Greg Zyskevich's death. Our Stephanie Grady live in the newsroom with more on the exclusive interview.
Mary, Quaylen Shaw is facing murder charges for his alleged role in Greg Zyskevich's death. His father says he wishes he could have done more to stop it.
I'm so hurt. I feel for the family of Ziggy, because the city work, he was a good guy.
Duncan Pearson says he knew his 17-year-old son Quaylen was on the wrong track because he started hanging out with the wrong crowd. Court records show Shaw was out on bail for another stolen car case from earlier this year. Pearson says he tried to set his son straight.
I said to Quaylen, this is not what you want to do, Quaylen. You're going to end up in really serious trouble if you keep on. I tried, Quaylen. I tried my best.
According to court documents, Quaylen Shaw is not the one who pulled the trigger, but was part of the carjacking that led to Zyskevich's death. Shaw faces a maximum sentence of 81 years in prison if convicted. His father says he must now make sure his other two sons stay out of trouble. Mary?
Stephanie, thank you for that. You can read more about the funeral arrangements on fox6now.com or the Fox 6 News app. As Angelica mentioned earlier, the family is asking that memorials be made in Greg's honor to the Fisher House.
A homicide investigation underway on Milwaukee's northwest side tonight. Police tell us a 43-year-old man was found at a home near 75th and Carmen with serious injuries. He died at the scene. We're told police are treating this as a homicide.
Police are also investigating a triple shooting late this afternoon near 4th and Keefe. A 21-year-old woman was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, and two men later showed up at the hospital with injuries. Police believe all three victims are from the same location. Police also investigating an apparent drive-by in Milwaukee's northwest side. A 26-year-old man was shot by a suspect in a passing vehicle. Happened in the area of 69th and Tallmadge. The man was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police are still searching for the suspect.
Marquette University buildings and a few city blocks locked down after reports of shots fired today. City and campus police responding near 20th and Clybourne this afternoon. Milwaukee police negotiators were then able to talk the suspect and get him to come out peacefully. Chief Ed Flynn says no one ever saw a gun, but campus police are getting a search warrant to check the suspect's apartment.
And it's always good to err on the side of caution, let's face it, so nobody minds coming after one of these things.
Marquette University says the suspect is in custody then, and there is no threat to the community.
Foul play in West Bend. The suspect caught breaking and entering.
But the Washington County Sheriff's Office set this would-be jailbird free. Brittany Shannon with more on the feathered suspect.
A quiet street where you'd never expect foul play.
Oh my.
But Sunday, a high-flying suspect looking for an easy in, leaving a trail of destruction.
Oh, there was glass all over the floor, glass all over the bed.
Deputy Scott Nauman and his partner responding to the call.
The family told us that it was an upstairs bedroom.
Peeking inside, the deputies finding something they've never seen before.
Seen a lot of stuff in 19 years here.
The suspect caught red-handed on the bed. A dangerous jailbird, or turkey, to say the least.
Never had a turkey in a bedroom before.
Officials say the feathered fowl flew straight through the second-story window, became trapped and scared.
Feathers everywhere. This bird was just going wild.
Thankfully, Deputy Nauman and his partner were able to bail the bird out. This video released by the Washington County Sheriff.
Please run away. Grabbed some blankets out of the squad and went in there and were able to pin the bird to the ground with the blanket and wrap it up and carry it outside.
It's safe to say the burglar flew the coop.
Nice job, and there she goes.
pretty quickly. The homeowners left with securing the scene.
They had a mess on their hands.
Hoping they've seen the last of him, especially since he's on the loose.
We were contemplating charges of breaking and entering, but I ran that up the chain and they decided against it.
Now, this wasn't the only turkey that got off the hook recently. The Humane Animal Welfare Society of Waukesha posting this jailbird on Facebook today. This one was found wandering around the Waukesha Walmart, if you can believe that. They wrote on Facebook the bird was released after a quick checkup. Ted?
I'll match that and raise you, Brittany. There's a third case of a troublesome turkey, or turkeys in this case. On Saturday, a viewer sent in this video of wild turkeys causing a bit of a traffic jam near 20th and College.
Well, no turkeys responsible for this, but a rollover crash shutting down parts of the Marquette interchange for several hours today. A dump truck overturned on the ramp from I-94 east to I-243 north around noontime. The truck was carrying gravel. Crews were able to get everything cleared out by about 3:30 this afternoon.
Fire investigators in Waukesha County say a North Prairie home is a total loss after it caught fire today. 9 fire departments responding to the home on Prairie View Drive near the Prairie Village Park. The homeowner was at work when it caught fire. No one else was in the home, so no injuries. Police say several young people intentionally set the former Cudahy Tannery on fire yesterday. Crews responded to the building near Edgerton and Packard at about 5:30 Sunday night. The building was vacant, and firefighters had the whole thing under control in about 15 minutes. Police took the arson suspects into custody. Charges are expected soon.
Dozens of Wisconsin school districts are asking voters for more taxpayer money next Tuesday to cover everything from staff salaries to new performing arts centers. Districts are making 65 ballot requests totaling more than $700 million. 5 districts in southeastern Wisconsin have ballot questions. Burlington is asking for the most locally, $94 million, to fund a variety of construction projects. Government watchdogs say voters have been approving larger requests in recent years.
Last year was by far the highest percentage, but those approval rates have been climbing again over the past 3 or 4 years.
West Allis and Menominee Falls are asking voters to help cover operating expenses. Menominee Falls officials say they will have to increase class sizes and reshuffle elementary schools if the referendum fails.
After 8 years in office, Racine's mayor is stepping down for a new job. Mayor John Dickert accepting a position with a water advocacy group. He'll be the new president of the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence Cities Initiative.
That water was and is the next major political and economic battleground for this country and for our future.
Mayor Dickert's last day will be this summer, although the exact date has yet to be determined. A special election will likely take place in the fall. Meanwhile, Democratic State Representative Corey Mason already announcing his candidacy for mayor.